Let's say China.
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 China. China. China. China. China.
There are next door neighbors, and you can actually see Russia from land here in Alaska.
You go over to China. China.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Trump statement, tweeting out insult to Angela Merkel. What's he doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host.
Yes. Hello. And welcome. I am James Andrews, and you are listening to So This Happened, the only news you need if your name is Harry or Potter. It's Friday, the 20th of October 2017, and I want to jump in today with a little Russian. Actually, I don't know how little he is. He might be tall, but he looks like he'd be quite short, doesn't he? I'm talking about Vladimir Putin, of course. He had a few things to say today about Donald Trump, and I think it's safe to say we can now count Vladimir Putin as one of Donald Trump's surrogates. This is a sad negative element of the US political system. One can argue, but one should not show disrespect, not even to him personally, but also to the people who voted for him. His unpredictability is not related in any way. It is also related to a very strong opposition within the country. They are stopping him from delivering almost any of his election platforms and plans. As soon as he makes a decision on migrants, a court blocks it straight away. It happens all the time. So, it is wrong to say that his unpredictability depends only on him. No, it depends on the entire American political system. And I would pretty much give myself a 10 on that Russian accent. Like Donald Trump yesterday gave himself a 10 on his handling of Puerto Rico, I give myself a 10 on that accent. And yes, both of those statements are bullshit. And now, dear friends, I would like to introduce you to this week's Twat of the Week. Oh, I thought we were going to have some music when I said that. Do you not remember? I said when we're going to introduce you to this week's Twat of the Week, you were going to come in with the jingle. You forgot to do that. Okay. Anyway, so this... Yeah, bit late. Thank you. Great. You just can't get the help anymore, can you? It's incredible. Anyway, this week's Twat of the Week is a lady called Angel Larson. And her husband Carl. We'll throw him in there too, so it's sort of twats of the week. But we'll just consider them as one twat. Now, the name may be familiar to you because they are, well, videographers, but also Christian videographers. And they were the couple that didn't want to make videos for gay marriages, but then were ordered to do so by the court. She wrote an article today on Fox News expressing how upset she was by this because she's received lots of nasty emails and messages on social media. So she wrote an article defending why she decided that it wasn't okay for her to bake a cake for a gay couple. Now, she starts the article off by saying that, look, we love everybody. We love everyone. I'll just read to you the very first beginning of this speech. Loving big is a way of life around our house. Everyone is welcome. I know, already it's bullshit, right? But anyway, just last week, we had students from Zimbabwe, South Sudan, Japan, Liberia, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Iran, and Mali around our table. And I actually, look, I'm not going to say she's lying, but come on, really? You had students from all those countries around your table? It must be a bloody big table, lady. Anyway, she's trying to get her point across that, look, whatever you've seen on Facebook or in other news reports is just not true. We're just a big fucking bundle of love in our house. But 10 months ago, her and her husband filed a federal lawsuit challenging the constitutionality of a Minnesota law that would require small businesses like theirs to participate in acknowledging gay marriage. So for them, they would have to film gay weddings. And the reason that Angel gave that they didn't want to participate in filming of gay marriages is this. As Christians, we'd love to use our talent as filmmakers to celebrate the goodness of marriage as taught in the Bible. And if you have been listening to this show for any amount of time, you will know that this argument infuriates me. It fucking makes me boil. It makes my blood boil, which I suppose is the same thing as me boiling because there's quite a lot of blood in me. I have a sister who is married to a lady who I consider my sister. She's fantastic. So when people like this say, oh, it says in the Bible it's wrong to be gay, show me that. Show me that verse that says it's wrong to be gay. And I know everybody loves to point to that verse in Leviticus where it says a man shall not lie with another man. And they go, there it is, right there in the Bible. You can't do it. It's a sin. It's right there in the Bible. Now, if you read that verse or the verses surrounding it a little more, or A, you're going to feel like you're going to hell instantly. And B, you're going to see that there is a lot of other rules which are placed in exactly the same regard as lying with another man that you completely and utterly ignore. Some of my favourites. For instance, if you sleep with a lady who is the slave of your friend, well, you shouldn't do that, but we're not going to put the slave to death. No, but you have to compensate your friend because you fucked his slave and that's his property, so you have to compensate him with a ram. Also, you shall not eat any flesh with the blood in it. So you hypocritical fucks that go to the steakhouse and say, I'll have my steak rare, please, sinner. Also, if you move to a house and you plant some vegetables in your garden, apparently you are not supposed to eat any of that for 3 years. If you do, you're a sinner. And while we're on the subject of gardens, you shall not sow your field with 2 kinds of seed. So, if your tomato plant is right next to your lettuce, you're a fucking sinner. And we really could go on all day, and I'll do one more because I love this one too. You shall not wear a garment of cloth made of 2 kinds of material. So take that cotton blend sweater off, you sinning fucker. And I know I stretched that out just a little bit, but you see my point, right? You can't pick and choose the verses of the Bible that you want to adhere to. If you're going to say, well, it says right there that a man shouldn't lie with another man, that's fine, and you can believe that if you adhere to every other fucking rule that is written in those verses. And I don't think this lady Angel is. In fact, I know she isn't because there's a photograph of her and she's wearing denim jeans and a wool jumper. Anyway, back to the article in question. She then gets upset because she said the judge equated her and her husband not servicing gays to them hanging up a whites-only sign in the window of their shop. Now, she was very upset by this and she explained that that's just not true because we're not racists. It's sort of like she missed the entire point the judge was making. He wasn't saying you're going to hang up a whites-only sign because you're racist. No, he was saying if you put up a whites-only sign, it is equally as bad as putting up a no gays allowed sign. That's what he was getting at. Anyway, Angel didn't quite understand that. So in her article, she went on to say this. Not just our business practices, but our whole lives run counter to the whites-only analogy. 2 of our sons are adopted from Ethiopia. Our youngest child is half Cameroonian and half Native American. And having 8 children means we can't afford to travel the world. So we bring the world to us. that staggers me. I love that. She's like, we couldn't afford to travel the world, so we said, fuck it, let's just adopt babies from everywhere in the world, and it'll be kind of like we've been there. Yeah, this is my son. He's from Ethiopia. He was very hungry when we got him, but now he's not hungry at all. And it feels like we've been to Ethiopia. And this fella here, he's half Native American. Yes, half Native American. Cultural. We are cultural. But she did sort of miss the entire point the judge was making. He wasn't saying that you would put up a whites only sign because you're racist. He was saying that putting up a no gays sign is the same as putting up a whites only sign. Anyway, the irony was missed on her. And then she goes on to say my favourite thing. She goes, if the First Amendment only protects speech that is popular in its cultural day, then it really doesn't protect any speech. And that one sentence makes me so angry. It's unbelievable. She stands there and says, well, you know, we only protect speech if it's trendy at the time, don't we? No, we don't, because things change. Back in the 1950s, you could walk up to someone, call them the N-word, and that was fine. You were okay to do that because the Civil Rights Act hadn't been passed. Now, you can't do that anymore. It's sort of the same thing with gay people. The laws have to change and adapt the more we become sort of intelligent and our understanding of how the world works increases. Otherwise, we'd still be stuck in the fucking dark ages. You'd probably like that though, wouldn't you, Angel? She's a witch. Burn her. You would be all for that. I'm sure you would. And I truly, truly hope that 1 or 2 or 3 of your 8 children turn out to be gay. And statistically, they will. And I hope that when that happens, you will look at your opinions and go, wow, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a bigot. And I need to change the way I feel because my own adopted flesh and blood is now gay. Oh God. Oh God. And wow, the twat of the week went on a really long time, didn't it? Gosh, I apologise for that, but I got caught up in that article and it just made me so mad. And I'm sure there are people out there right now going, my God, it's unbelievable that people still think that way. And they back it up with using Bible verses which are completely and utterly irrelevant. And it's Friday, and you know I love to end on some happy news on a Friday evening, but this is just too good not to talk about. Donald Trump today tweeted out, and it has pretty much angered everybody that lives in the United Kingdom. His tweet was this: just out report. United Kingdom crime rises 13% annually amid spread of radical Islamic terror. Not good. We must keep America safe. And this tweet has really garnered quite a lot of attention. The Labour MP Yvette Cooper said the statement was inflammatory and ignorant. And the ex-Labour leader, Ed Miliband, simply said Trump is a moron. Because while it's true the report said that there was a 13% increase in crime annually in the United Kingdom, terrorism and Islam had absolutely nothing to do with it. The increase was in public order offences, some stalking, some harassment, and some possession of weapons and robbery, but absolutely zero to do with radical Islamic terrorism. It just makes me wonder where he comes up with this. He sent this tweet at 6:30 this morning. It's sort of, you think he just wakes up and goes, all right, what shall I do today? I know, I'll make up some statistic about the United Kingdom and tweet it out, and hopefully everyone will say, oh, Jesus, the terrorists are taking over England. We've got to make America safe. It's as if he doesn't think, oh, people are going to look at that and then sort of fact check it and say, Donald, that's not even a little bit true, mate. Not even a little bit. Doesn't matter though, does it? He just tweets it out there, and the millions of people that follow him, I think unfortunately some people are looking at this going, oh my God, England's turning into an Islamic state. It's mayhem. We've got to protect America. Anyway, that's the end of the week. It's been a great week, as always. I've really enjoyed our conversations. We can continue them, as always, on Twitter or Facebook, if you prefer, if you're getting on in years. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. And if you want to leave a review, on iTunes. That's great. It does help out the show when you do that. And as always, recommend it to a friend and have an absolutely spectacular weekend. And I will chat with you guys on Monday. Good night.